Fortunately, we've actually finally got a way to achieve this, and find a way to pay for the carbon to be sucked out of the atmosphere, and that happens in the form of carbon markets. They're growing very rapidly, more than 100% year on year in some cases in terms of the total transaction volume. And the way they work is that if you're a landholder and you've got some forest, and that forest is sucking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, and you can have that carbon dioxide removal certified and monitored and tracked, then you can have it recognized through the issuance of carbon credits. And this can be done under either government regulated international compliance markets or under voluntary markets. The mechanism's the same more or less either way. The key point is that there is also a buyer for those carbon credits, which could be a carbon emitter looking to offset their emissions, or it could be in some markets just the government buys credits from the market based on a reverse auction mechanism, such as in Australia. And the key point here is that the purchase of those credits results in money that flows back to the landholder, which firstly creates an incentive for them to conduct the behaviour that's resulting in the sequestration of carbon. And secondly, it gives them the means to scale and increase the extent to which they're undertaking that behaviour. And that means you get this virtuous cycle of, as long as the marginal costs and the incentives are aligned, more carbon gets sucked out of the atmosphere, which is what we want. If you get a disconnect here where there's no certification, and there can be a lot of reasons that this happens, the one that we encountered with the ETS was very high complexity and an enormous amount of friction that landholders were encountering trying to register, then there's nothing for the carbon emitters to buy, which means that nothing is paid, which means that the sequestration is not enabled and is not incentivized, which means that the CO2 stays sitting around in the atmosphere.